Okay, this next story I'm about to read to you is called Jihad of Words. Yeah. In the White House, the President of the United States was sitting in the Oval Office and watching a video of Christian Prince 3, Niles Neville, on YouTube. He was sitting back in his seat with a pen in his hand as Neville asked Muslims on YouTube how they would react if the Kaaba in Mecca was not only destroyed with cruise missiles, but defiled with pig poop dropped in vats from bombers. As the video went on, one of the president's men walked up to him and asked, "Sir, what are you doing watching this cover asking about impossible what-if situation?" About impossible what-if situation. About impossible what-if situations. The president looked at the guy and said, "Because, what if became the possible?" "What?" gasped the man, and looking as though he was about to pass out with horror. The president said, "The Prime Minister of Israel called my attention to it after making good on his threat to attack the Kaaba in Mecca if all his robots fired a rocket into Israel like they used to do daily before the Israeli threat. They struck the Kaaba at noon, Mecca time, after a rocket harmlessly struck Israel last night." "Isn't this the end of the world then?" "No," said the president. "Like last time, we'll keep it out of mainstream news. It will, no doubt, float about on the internet, but have as much credibility as the time Planet X was passing between the Earth and Moon. In other words, this won't be believed either, unless Israel attacks again during Hajj. And if they do, what then? If they do, what then?" The president thought and said, "What can we do? If we nuke Israel, not only will our brothers in Palestine vanish, but Israel will incinerate Washington, New York, and Los Angeles, for starters. Besides, they have developed a device that completely makes their submarines invisible to our detection." "Well," said the man looking at the paused image of Niles Neville on the wall, "what's this video have to do with anything? Did this idiot actually inspire Israel to do such evil today?" "Yes, it did," said the president. "He or it apparently did. Do you see now why we need to take full control of what one places on the internet? Why it needs to be controlled?" "Boy, I sure do now," said the man with a laugh. The man then asked, "I thought all things that insulted Allah's apostle, praise be unto him, were pulled off the internet to begin with. What's this loser doing on it and giving these apes and pigs ideas that can hurt Allah's cause?" The president looked a little shifty-eyed and said, "Our brothers tell me they have a plan for his followers." The president pressed the button on his laptop, and the image of Niles started talking. As the president continued listening, he secretly hoped his fellow Muslims would fail, for he was greatly getting tired of pulling out a prayer rug. Back in Twin Falls, a police helicopter was flying through the smoke of the burning gas tanker truck at the bottom of the Snake River Canyon, approaching the police vehicle driven off the cliff by Muhammad Yesua Yasir. The four-wheel drive SUV-type control vehicle was incredibly dented and crushed in parts, lying on top of a smashed tree that suspended the vehicle 8 feet off the ground. When the helicopter pilot found a safe place to land, the Muslim cop riding with him got out to see if anyone survived. He climbed up and looked inside, seeing the battered body of Ziad Jabir, but there was no Yesua Yasir. As the Muslim cop started reporting what he was finding, the voice of Yesua Yasir caught his attention in Arabic with, "Allah has saved me, brother." The Muslim cop looked about and saw Yesua Yasir leaning up against a boulder with a somewhat disappointed look in his eyes. The Muslim cop responded in Arabic himself, asking with astonishment, "What? You still live? But how, brother?" "Allah had me put on the seatbelt before I sent the car over the cliff to die in Allah's cause, obeying Quran 9:38, 39, and 111. I just didn't think I'd survive. But as you see, I have," said Yasir, not looking happy that he survived. The Muslim cop pulled out his gun, told Yasir to get on the ground. He then started his police procedures and having Yasir arrested. "You were at the mosque yesterday, weren't you?" asked the Muslim cop as he handcuffed Yasir. "Yes, brother," said Yasir, face forward on the snowy ground. The Muslim cop then asked, "Why did you try to kill yourself this way when the evil hater kafir cops up there would have gladly done it for you, making you die in Allah's cause? You could be with the virgins now. Suicide without killing in Allah's cause is worthless. It brings you nothing. Are you insane?" "The two brothers that were with me became renegade in faith. They left Islam after seeing their fellow brothers getting killed in Allah's cause. They were all talk, but nothing more. They were already in a weakened state from seeing videos made by Christian Prince 3 and Kabashi, making it all the more reason why we need to stop Kabashi as soon as possible. When they left Islam, I had to kill them, obeying Surah 9:111 along with it. Remember, anyone who leaves Islam must die, for they were also suddenly very insulting of Allah's apostle. May Allah pray on him and give him blessing, as if jinn had gotten into them. And that is why I sent the vehicle into the canyon with myself. I thought for sure I'd be killed in Allah's cause in my killing of them, fulfilling those glorious scriptures completely. But alas, Allah must be testing me, for I stupidly put on my seatbelt beforehand, as a joke," said Yasir with a bit of sadness. The Muslim cop pulled Yasir up off the ground and started marching him over to the helicopter. The two of them looked at the non-Muslim cop in the helicopter, who was on the radio telling what he was witnessing. Seeing the non-Muslim police cop made his Muslim partner say with anger in his voice, "That damn kafir is calling Salah putudi in the air, making fun of such a glorious position to be in. Unfortunately, that insulting saying of Christian Prince 3 has gone viral on the internet. It's everywhere now, brother. One who is pious can't do Salah without thinking about that insult now." The Muslim cop then said, "For obeying Quran 9:111, brother, you picked a bad part of the canyon to perform it. That part of the canyon was not straight down, but far more hill than cliff. I bet it was a fun ride for you anyway, being that you had on your seatbelt." "Oh, very much so," said Yasir. "The bag made my ears ring when I hit that boulder, though." The Muslim cop stopped in his approach to the helicopter and asked, "Do you have the flash drive of Kabashi, brother?" "How did you know about that?" asked the surprised Yasir. "Everyone in the mosque knows about it, brother. We were all rooting for you and the others to get it," said the Muslim cop with a whisper that was almost drowned out by the chopper blades. Yesua Yasir wanted to say he had, but instead said, "No, I don't have it." "Has Mustafa's bitch retrieved it?" asked the Muslim cop. Muhammad Yesua Yasir seemed a bit taken back of the word bitch and asked, You mean the pretty girl?" "I don't know. Mustafa hasn't let us know if she was successful or not." And with that, the Muslim cop marched Yesua Yasir into the helicopter. When they got to the helicopter, the pilot, who wasn't a Muslim, said with surprise in his voice, "I can't believe it, but Sheriff Jamal actually wants us to fly the suspect to the station." "Is he the only one you talked with since landing here?" asked the Muslim cop. "He's only one, Abdullah," said the pilot. "Really?" said the Muslim cop, with a smile on his face, as he forced Yasir into the back of the helicopter. "Well, that certainly saves us time. I guess he doesn't think this guy will knock us out and take over the chopper." The non-Muslim chopper pilot cop said, "Regulations are that we keep eyes on suspects, not pick them up." "Quit your bitching and just take us to the station," said the Muslim cop. The helicopter blade started speeding up in rotation, getting louder and louder. As it increased in decibels, Yesua Yasir noticed that the Muslim cop was starting to recite Quran 9, 38, 39, and 111 in Arabic, the same passages the young trucker recited in English before destroying the DOT scale station. The Muslim cop looked back at Yasir and smiled as he did his recitation. "What are you saying?" asked the non-Muslim cop at the helicopter controls. "I don't know Arabic." "Just shut up and take us to the station, kafir pig," said the Muslim cop in Arabic with a smile on his face. "What did you say?" asked the non-Muslim cop with a smile himself. Yesua Yasir looked a little shifty-eyed and lied, saying, "He said, take us to the station, sir." "Okay," said the pilot. As the helicopter flew over the bridge, the Muslim cop quit reciting Quran 938, 39, and 111 in Arabic and said to Yasir in Arabic, "I left the key in the back of your pocket, brother. Free yourself. Let's put a little play for let's put on a little play for the cuffers, okay?" Yesua Yasir found the key, and with a little help from his brother in arms, was able to become free. "Are you free, brother?" asked the Muslim cop in Arabic. "Yes," said Yasir. "What are you saying with the suspect?" asked the non-Muslim cop. The Muslim cop ignored his chopper partner's question and said, "I don't know about you, brother. Oh, I don't know about you, but you don't look very good." "What do you mean?" asked the pilot. "You look like you're having a heart attack," said the Muslim cop. The pilot smiled and said, "I'm fine. I just have a lot on my mind, being that Sheriff Jamal is having us take a suspect back like this." The Muslim cop said, "No, seriously, I think you're having a heart attack." The Muslim cop asked in Arabic, "Don't you think so, brother?" "What'd you tell him?" "Just making sure my brother is more comfortable." "Oh, yeah. What did you tell him?" "Just making sure my brother is more comfortable," said the Muslim cop with a smile. "He's your brother? What?" "Allahu Akbar," shouted the Muslim cop, and he shot the non-Muslim cop in the chest. The helicopter began to take a dive. "I told you were having a heart attack." "I told you were having a heart attack," smiled the Muslim cop as he watched the pilot die. "Allahu Akbar," shouted Yesua Yasir, as if in compulsion, feeling as though he was going to die. The behavior of the police helicopter kicked up the interest of the two reporters in the media chopper, making them decide to make their next story. Yeah, well, I'll stop this here.